Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Peacock's newest show, Mr. Throwback, has 3 stars, with 3 wardrobes so distinct, you'd think they come from 3 different worlds. And actually, they do. Danny, Adam Pally, is a down-on-his-luck vintage sportswear shop owner who used to be a basketball star in his youth. His wardrobe reflects that he wears the same sort of things he sells and lives the life of second-hand vintage. Then you have Stephen Curry, played by Stephen Curry. He is exactly who you think he is in his TV debut and dresses as such. He's sporty, he's chic. He was once friends with Danny, but they lost touch after an incident and have recently reconnected. Then there's Kim Ego Newton, who is the CEO of Steph's company. She's a powerful woman in a man's world who is modern, successful, and keeps everyone in line. She's sexy, wears designer clothes, and is skeptical of Danny coming back into their lives, because she's also known the two of them since they were young. Costume designer Olivia Purdock had her work cut out for her in creating these wardrobes that felt like they would seamlessly slot into the real life of someone like Curry, or not look like too much of a costume on Pally. She says she had to be able to find a little of everything because her characters were unique. Ahead, she breaks down her process for our channel. I love how Danny lives in the kind of clothes he sells in his store, as well as everything else vintage feeling. Tell me about crafting his character. Adam Pally, who plays Danny, and I have been working together for around 3 years now. We met on a super tiny indie film called Who Invited Charlie. I remember from the first Zoom we had introduction, we both came up on screen and we were wearing a similar outfit, and we were like, okay, that works. He is really tuned into fashion, specifically menswear and vintage, and that's how we bonded. Before we even started prep, I went to his house and raided his closet, because he has so much vintage. Our philosophy is that clothes on him, no matter what character he's playing, should always look like they're his, and not a costume. We used that as the foundation, and then I made a whole lookbook. We knew the character right away, which is a testament to great writing and great show running. I got a lot of the wardrobe at a vintage convention called Inspiration in LA, which has some of the best vintage menswear dealers from around the country. I also spoke to all of these guys who deal vintage, because that's part of Adam's character. Then from there, we had such a great base for the character. I found my go-to vintage dealers. There were 2 specifically that I would go to probably every other day. I got to know them really well and developed the character through that. I brought Adam to them once he was in town, and we talked to them and looked around the store and thought about what Danny would be drawn to. It all stayed really character-focused all the time, which Adam is also really good at. The Our Channel Puzzler crossword is here. How quickly can you solve it? Play now. Then you have Stephen Curry, who is his real self, but not his real self. How did you dress him? Is he wearing his own clothes at all? A big part of Steph is that he has the Under Armour sponsorship. He's playing himself in the show, so we had to include that. You'll see a lot of Under Armour on him in the show, things that are just his regular pieces, like what he plays basketball in or what he practices in. In terms of regular clothes, I sourced them all. We had a fitting with him. Our goal was to keep him himself, keep it authentic, but turn it up a notch for television and make it something cool and also just fun. I wanted to go into the fitting and have fun with him, because it's his first time doing this sort of thing. We made what I think is such a fun show, and I actually had my fitting with him before even the director got to speak to him. We were the first people to get to him, so we were like, let's get him excited and let's have fun and get him experimenting. So the goal was to keep it really fun and introduce him to some new brands, maybe some smaller brands that he might not know, and keep him looking like himself, never looking like he's wearing a costume or trying to be something else, but just kind of have fun with it and see what he liked and what he felt himself in. We had a really fun fittin'.